யார் ஓ நாவியா குளோரைடு ஹாய்
Well, if it isn't my dear
நீ
partners.
வரும்போது நான் உன்னை எடுக்கிறேன்
See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
yes happy
Happy
lantern
Lantern Rite.
right I'm waiting for you
Lantern Rite to you too! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain? And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
yes
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've got good ears.
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication. Wait, that wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something about almonds, maybe? And buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions. Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now. So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
ஆமாமா சோறு சம்பந்தப்பட்டதில்ல அதான் பையன்
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
ஓ பையன் ஹண்ட் பண்ணு
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a real stress reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
அதானே
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
பரீனாவா
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Farina's also here? In Chaoyang Village?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed as you heard.
நைஸ்
Actually,
புய்யோ
the reason we
பரீனா
climbed
இஸ்
this mountain in the first
Nice,
place was
nice.
also because we heard the sound of shouting.
ஓ
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?" So we hurried up here to check it out. And what do you know? Miss
Oh,
Farina
Farina.
was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
ஓகே
Ah, that reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as well. She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but
எது
he was already on his way back,
அவனும்
so
வந்திருக்கானா
they probably weren't together.
என்ன எல்லாம் கிளம்பி வந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க டியூக்கு
What? Nervalet was here too? What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
I think
Just
it
land
just
off,
might have been,
Geo.
actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Okay.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that
Oh,
article.
tea industry.
You know, just like you were.
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
Oh.
You Fontanians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have to buy him something.
Duke. Nice.
It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing, but he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out. You must have had other plans for the day.
Oh, that's right. Hutao!
Hutao. Hutao pakko.
A
Nice.
few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village. So we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear.
Enna bro question
We've
idu?
been chatting for quite some
Idu
time.
Chlorine oda story
I'm
question bro.
sorry for keeping
Pradeep
you.
bro.
That's good.
We should probably head out and look for Hutao.
No need to stay on our account. I just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
ஐயா
Go and meet your friend.
லாண்டன்
We
ரைட்டோட
can meet up in Chaoying Village
லாஸ்ட் பார்ட்
later.
ஐயா
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later. Chaoying Village is known for its tea. But you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum!
டிம்சம்
Gamin
அப்பனா
say something about dim sum being
நான்
eaten
இன்னைக்கு தான்
in the
செகண்ட் டே
morning?
பண்ணிட்டேன் நைஸ்
Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day. Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks. Now let's see
அதான்
what
சோறு
kind
தான்
of
முக்கியம்ல
yummy things we can find around here. Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
Hutao,
Is that
Farina,
Farina
Zhangli.
standing between Zhangli and Hutao? Wonder what they're talking about. Zhangli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina about Chaoying Village. Oh, or maybe Hutao is trying to rope Farina into being one of her clients. Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Meropide. But Paimon could be convinced for the right price.
அதான் சோறு தானே
Loser buys the winner 3 huge bowls of seafood kanji.
3 huge
Since
bowl
Zhangli is there,
அட பண்டாரமே
bets things are pretty tame. It's decided then. Paimon
அம்மா
votes
தொண்டு
for
வந்துட்டு
tour
எவ்வளவு
guide
தின்னுது
Zhangli.
பாருங்களேன்
All right, no time to waste. Let's go see who's right.
புரியனா
Good afternoon, Hutao, Zhangli, and Farina. Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
That we were able to meet you both
ஒரு
without prior
ஹஸ்கில
arrangement
ஒன் பீஸ்
must
தரல
mean that this is quite the
ஆனா ஓஷன்
serendipitous meeting
கிளாம்ப்ல
indeed.
ஒரு செட்டே எடுத்துட்டேன் ப்ரோ ஹெச்பில
So both of
Ito.
you are acquainted with the traveler in Paimon then?
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhangli.
I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here, traveler. But seeing as
எங்களை
you're
எல்லா
a
இடத்துலயும்
hero
பார்க்கலாம்.
who's been all over to that, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected. Since since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy lantern rite.
It appears you
lantern
have
rite
been
for
to
you now.
Fontaine, then. Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Farina.
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom. I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery
Celebrity Farina,
and
ஆமா.
creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation earlier. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that
Yeah.
way.
Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
You may not have heard, friends, but...
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed clients.
Yup.
It's yes, Paimon.
Okay,
Yeah.
you win.
You win. நீதான் எங்களுக்கு
Guess
சோறு வாங்கி
Paimon will
தரணும்
have to
பாத்துக்க
break into the
Paimon.
hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
It was Paimon idea. கை நீட்டினது நல்லா
We
இருக்கு.
just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about. Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Farina. That I do, my friend. What was Paimon's guess then?
Paimon's guess.
Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
ஆமா.
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
You see? Paimon was right too.
அவ ரெண்டு பேருக்கு மாத்தி மாத்தி எங்க எடுத்துக்கோங்க.
There can't be a winner or a loser. Hey, don't be upset, traveler. How about this? You buy Paimonable and Paimon will also buy youable.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
As for the third bowl... Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck.
I thought
I was
Yamiko
just
is
joking.
hydro electro.
Anyway, I should be the one treating you.
I
The
until
funeral
I check
parlor is
character
about to
list.
bring in quite the
Hydro
sum, after
electroவா?
all.
இது என்ன புது
Oh, Paimon almost
புது
forgot to
element
ask
இருக்கு.
about the most important question. Did something happen recently, Farina?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services
Hydro
of
element, I mean.
Wangxiang
Hydro
Funeral
வா?
Parlor and all.
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all... Hey, it's not that big of a stretch.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't
That's
know
why
me.
I'm weird player.
Do
Yes.
I look like I know anyone who would ask me
You
to
are a weird
coordinate
player.
their funeral?
என்ன
Miss
குழப்பிக்கிட்டு
Hu
இருக்கு?
Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film.
Oh.
Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's not the
பேய்
point.
கதை கேட்டு பயந்துட்டு இருக்கு.
Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
ஓஹோ.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Longsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But
Well,
then
no,
I
I
ran
sucked
into
at
Miss Hu
Big
Tao and
Best
Mr.
Drama.
Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Mhm.
Who was it?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess? What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Very impressive,
Knew
my
it.
friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
Okay.
Paimon never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
Get lost ah. தொலைஞ்சிட்டானா?
I'm
Nice.
sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this place without any trouble.
Mhm.
He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He
Oh.
just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine.
ஓ,
Yup,
ரிட்டர்ன் போயிட்டானா?
That's exactly what he
Darn
asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hu Tao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction.
Mhm.
But speaking of your friend,
What about him?
he doesn't get out much, does he? Ah, no wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh?
Mhm.
This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
I'm sure he does.
அவன்
You didn't
மனுஷனே
see him, but
இல்லையே,
he was
correct.
dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't anything like what someone would wear on vacation.
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no.
ஆ,
At
சாங்லி
the time,
பார்த்திருக்கணும்.
it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
What a
Oh.
shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy. I actually think you two would have hit it off.
தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா ஜாங்லி கொஞ்சம் சக்கரை தண்ணி
Is
எடுத்துட்டு
that so?
ஜாங்லி ஸ்டில் அலைவ் ஸ்டோரி. ஆமா, ஜாங்லிக்கு ஏஜ் 6000 மேல ஆகுதுல்ல. இஸ் இம்மார்டல்.
Hmm?
ஐ வாண்ட் ஜாங்லி அண்ட் நியூலட் மீட்டிங், அதே தான்.
To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right.
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு
She's
நியூலட்
got
ஜாங்லியை பார்த்தா
friends that she knows
கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவான்னு
what to
நினைக்கிறேன்.
do with.
ஜாங்லியும் நியூலட் பார்த்துட்டு கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவான்.
Well, that's certainly true.
ரெண்டு பேரும் மாத்தி மாத்தி கண்டுபிடிச்சிருப்பாங்க.
Oh, that reminds me. If you get
இந்த ஒரு
the
மீம்
chance,
இருக்கும் பாத்தீங்களா,
you should
ஸ்பைடர்மேன் ஒரு
try
3
and
நாள்
talk to
ஸ்பைடர்மேன் ஒண்ணா வந்துட்டு
Neuvillette
மாத்தி
until
மாத்தி
his
கை
name
காட்டி
up a
நிற்பானுங்களே.
bit. Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart
Zhongli
if he
Neuvillette காட்டி
disappears
கையடி.
for a few days.
Hey, me?
He should
அப்படின்னுவா
keep
ஜாங்லி.
himself cooped
இவனு
up
வந்துட்டு
all
ஹே
the
யூ
time.
அப்படின்னுவா.
Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right? If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he
I'm
can
not
fill out a
Momoji
leave of
Orphan,
absence
yes.
request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now.
மீட்டிங்ல
but
ஹலோ
you know what I
மோராக்ஸ்னு
mean.
நியூலட் சொன்னா வேற லெவல். ஆமா,
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important. Yeah, sounds like a pretty uptight sort of guy, all right. In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old.
Yes.
You're quite right, Miss Hu Tao.
Oh?
Zhongli and
Traveler,
Nulet meeting.
Miss Farina.
Alamala, yes.
Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, it's Navia and Clarand. Hey, over here!
We saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Please, excuse the interruption.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and Miss Farina is a friend of mine. Straight to the point. I like it.
Oh, who does I light up when she hears about Chlorine's profession? Nice. Okay. அப்போ நீங்க தாங்க எனக்கு வேணும்.
If we want to catch a boat
எத்தனை பேர்
back
கொல்ல
before
முடியுமோ
dark, we
கொண்டு
should
இங்க அனுப்புங்க,
probably get
நான்
going.
நான் பறிச்சுக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina,
Oh, yes?
when are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
Escort, yes.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark. Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories.
இப்போ ஒத்துப்பா.
8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye. But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
Final touch ஆறதல.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
சொல்லல. இப்போ
Of
ஒத்துப்பானு.
Gotta say, Farina, you are really quite the character. By the way, did I hear you mention that Chlorand used to work under you?
ரொம்ப
And
பட்டடா.
you must have also been a leader at some point.
Well, that's, all in the past now.
Okay.
Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Only the best.
எனது ஜாங்லி ஃபரினா கூட
And I've
கண்டுபிடிச்சிருப்பான்
learned a
நினைக்கிறேன்.
lot too. Thank you
Farina-
so much, Miss Hu
ஃபரினா
Tao
தான்
and
ஜாங்லி
Mr.
கண்டுபிடிக்க
Zhongli.
வைப்பா.
It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city.
எங்களுக்கு தான் எல்லாமே தெரியுமே.
Dim sum. Is that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts?
Yes,
They
yes,
are
yes.
a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
ஸ்வீட்ஸ்னா ஃபரினா டக்குனு வேண்டாம்.
So it's basically a tea party. Sounds
Snacks
great.
na Paimon டக்குனு
Make sure
தோன்றும்.
to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious. Paimon knows you'll love them.
Ooh, okay.
5 minutes ஆகும் bro.
I'll be
சாங்கலியா
looking forward to it
yes
then.
Pradeep bro.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and
Tin
a
frog,
stuffed toy of a mythical beast. Chlorand is
beast?
the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
So, all you're bringing back with you is that tea?
And some tea-flavored hard candies.
Oh,
They're for Sijuin.
Chlorand isn't
Appo unakku
much
one
of a
எடுத்துட்டு போல.
shopaholic.
nice.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my
இவங்க ரெண்டு
mora.
பேர் பேர் நல்லா
I'll have you
இருக்கு.
know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
Me?
What about you,
Oh,
Frida?
well, I bought
Oh,
some
Nana?
tea, of course. I just had to try all
யாரு
the varieties
பாட்டேன் இருக்குது
recommended in
எல்லாம்
the
டீல தான் இருக்கும் போல
steamer.
இருக்கு.
Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know.
லீவேல
A
எல்லா
little bit of
இடத்துலயும்
this,
டீ
little bit of
கிடைக்கும். ஆனா
that.
டீயை பத்தி அதிகமா
They
பேசல.
should all be things I can use. I
பாண்டேன்ல
think.
டீ மெயினா
Now
எங்கால் தான்
Paimon's even
டியூக்
more confused. If
டீ
you buy
ஸ்டோரேஜ்
that much
வச்சுக்கிறாரு.
stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Oh, actually.
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
ஓ
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what?
What?
Why did he take them? He's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon.
நியூ
Monsieur
லெட்டர்
Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us.
ஓ
I felt a bit bad at first,
நல்ல dragon.
but I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work.
ஆள பாவீங்களா
Neuvillette is
எல்லாம்
a
அவன
man of his
கண்டெய்னர்
word.
லாரியா யூஸ்
If he
பண்ணிருக்கீங்களே
says he can do something, then he means it.
அதுக்குன்னு
See, even Chlorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him. Right, Zhongli?
ஒருத்தன் வந்து கேரி பண்றது
Indeed.
கேட்டான்றது எல்லாத்தையும் கொடுத்து அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கு பாருங்க ப்ரோ ரவி ப்ரோ
Clem said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the Fortress of Meripede, maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
ஓ ஃபோர்ட்ரஸ் ஆஃப் தி
We
மெரபீடுக்கா
don't know
நியூ லெட்டர்
exactly
பார்க்க
when he'll show up.
ஓகே ஹாய் டியூக் பிளேஸுக்கு போறோம் ஓ அட இங்கயா
Look, it's Neuvillette. We lucked out.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting.
எஸ் எஸ்
Few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day, I thought I might take a walk and avail myself of this area's peace and quiet.
You call this early? Do you always work this late, Neuvillette?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day. I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day. Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Chaoying Village. I see. Thank you for informing me.
எல் ஹைட்ரோ கார்டு இல்லைங்க டிராகன்
Yes, they have been safely delivered.
டிராகன்ல நெருப்பு கக்கி தான்
I have to
பார்த்துருக்கீங்க
hand it to Chlorand.
தண்ணி கக்கி பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா நம்ம தலையில் கக்கூடாது
Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great
Hi,
and
bro.
mighty Udex at her beck and call.
டியூக்
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of convenience.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the Fortress of Meripede.
A verbal receipt of
Be
confirmation?
right back 2 minutes. Okay,
Is such a
Pradeep bro.
formality really necessary for a small matter such as this?
Guess not. This
Tiluk is
quantity
still
of tea,
alive.
though,
Yes.
seems a little
Tiluk
excessive for a
alive.
gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll
He
start
is
accusing
Duke.
me of taking bribes.
Ryot the slave.
About that. Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh? Why? What happened?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
பாவி நீ வாங்கிட்டீங்கயா
That
நைஸ்
explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like to give to you.
Oh
This is
என்னது
a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
Oh
While that is an apt description, it is in actuality a legal codex.
oh no
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this. The law was no different.
okay
Okay.
hey
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text.
okay
During my travels recently, I chanced upon a
9 minute
roadside
level.
stall
Okay,
offering
Pradeep bro.
tourists
Thanks
the
for redeeming
opportunity
hydrate.
to try their hand at the ceramic arts. So I decided to have a go. We joked with Claran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
ஜோக் அடிச்சதுக்கு உண்மையா வாங்கிட்டேன்டியா
So
நைஸ்டா
that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in on the banter.
It is a very good attempt. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law. That's an impressive level of commitment. Well, a gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and
How
I
can
know
defeat
just the place.
monster dragon of
Front and center
Coordinate.
in the fortress
அது ஈஸி
showroom.
தானே காசிராஜா bro
Surely there's no need
அது
for such
அடிக்கிறது
a
ஈஸியாச்சு
grand
திவாலன
gesture.
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom.
ஃபாலோவா முடிச்சு விடலாம் அது
But we do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
That sounds good to me.
So that's what you were doing in Chaoying Village.
yes
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water. The aftertaste is much
Tani.
purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine.
அட பாவி
It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a
ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம், தண்ணியை
tendency to
குடிக்குது.
imbue the water with extraneous emotion. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same elsewhere. Then we are of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
oh this flashback
If
ஆமா
you
இது
say
flashback
so, but you know you don't have to justify a vacation, right? You can just take one. After all, you're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration. However, after reading a few articles about Li Wei's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once. Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well. Take, for
கேம்ல
example, my
பைரோன்
foray
க்ரையோ
into
ஆர்கான்
ceramics.
இருக்காங்களா
At first,
இருக்காங்க,
soil from
இன்னும்
the
ரிலீஸ்
ground
ஆகல.
is granular
இப்பதான்
and
ஹைட்ரோக்கு வந்திருக்கு,
unforgiving,
நெக்ஸ்ட்
but
பைரோ வரும்.
at the right amount of
அதுக்கப்புறம்
water,
வந்துட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா
and it becomes soft,
கிரையோ ஆர்கான் வரும்.
moldable, and able to
இன்னும்
take shape.
கிரையோ
In the
ஆர்கான்
past,
வரதுக்கு
I
1
never
இயர்
thought
மேல
about
ஆகும்.
how quotidian vessels were crafted.
நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் எண்ட்ல
But
வரும்னு
now,
நினைக்கிறேன்.
I have participated
அது
in their very
காட்டுவாங்க.
making. This is also something I
2026ல
need
தான் வந்துட்டு
today.
பேனருக்கு வரும் கிரையோ ஆர்கான். நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் வந்துட்டு பைரோ ஆர்கான் வரும். ஹாய். இது யாரு நியூலெட்டா ஸ்பூன்?
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
One day I'm
It was
gonna kill
indeed one of my inspirations.
Paimon. Oh.
Really? You
Oh,
like
அந்த
it?
sea creature அதுவா?
To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival, I find myself quite unequipped to give you the welcome you deserve. Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid
Okay.
this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is. That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted. You are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, something which couldn't be in further violation of protocol. But
எப்பா.
I suppose I understand her point.
Okay.
My proclivity to refrain from personal outings does in part originate from a sense of responsibility toward my duties. But it is also due to a lack of desire to engage in the human world. But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
Yes.